Morning, gang. Oh, I've got the wrong day up there. There's two things I've forgotten to do. Hang on a minute. Just a minute. We can't have the wrong day up there. Ow, you've got the wrong day up there. Someone would moan, wouldn't they? 1 minute. There we are. Sunday. There we are. That's better, isn't it? Oh, fancy. No. Good job I noticed that, dear. Oh, I can just imagine it now. It's like the world has stopped turning for something. Oh, you got the wrong date up there. Something like that. Good morning. It's Sunday. I've forgotten to do something else, which I must do just before we start, gang. It's Sunday, the 18th of August, 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. Can you just give me about a minute? Because I've forgotten to do something, and I must do this before we start. Well, that's the wrong place. Oh, God blimey, what have I done there? Yes. 1 minute, I have to put it on various different walls that are related to radio and live streaming. Otherwise, they don't know. 1 second, my darlings. One, two. There's quite a few of them to do. It's just a case of going down a list and clicking a little button. There we are. Nearly done. We got the raffle tickets coming up. Don't worry, gang. I haven't forgotten. They're all here. Raffle tickets will be given out a little bit later on in the show for our wonderful raffle where you can win a fridge magnet. And, if you do so desire, a little photo of me as well. It's up to you. You don't have to have the photo if you don't want. I realise there are some people that don't have dartboards. Therefore, you can receive a photograph of me and throw them at that instead. How kind is that of me? Exactly. So that's coming up a little bit later on. We've got a few news items. And I'm very pleased to tell you that my back... Yeah, that's done now. Lovely. My back has recovered fairly quickly this time. On Thursday night, just before I did my karaoke night in Cleethorpes, where we are every Thursday night. Is there a poster? 1 minute, there is somewhere. There it is. Thursday Cleethorpes, that's where it is. That's where we are Thursday night, doing a karaoke. Nice little crowd there. Wasn't over busy this week, I must admit, but nevertheless, it was a nice night. So if you're not doing anything and you're in the northeast of the country, it'd be nice to see you at Cleethorpes Karaoke on Thursday night in Alexandra Road, just up from the sea there. All right, and when I was setting up, I bent over at the car. I wasn't lifting anything, actually. I'd already bought my stuff in. I bent over at the car and my back went again. And sometimes it takes a while, a few days, maybe a couple of weeks. This time it's almost completely recovered, so I'm quite pleased about that. I've kind of got not used to it. I've kind of become aware that it's going to happen. But literally, you get a split second of a warning. Literally. As you bend over, there's like a sudden pull. And if you get up... You see, the first time it happened, I had no idea what was going on. The first time it happened, I was doing a quiz night at the King's Head Theatre Bar. A couple of years ago. That must be 3 years ago now. And I bent over to pick a pen up off the floor, and it went. And I thought, oh my God, what's happened? And I thought I was going to faint. It was that bad. I could not straighten up. Somehow I managed to complete the night because the show must go on. You know how it is, right? And I had to be helped in my car. And I was out for a couple of weeks with that one. Rung up the doctor. Didn't want to see me. Told me I pulled a muscle. Anything up to 6 weeks. It was about 2 weeks in the end. So that was that. After that first time, I became aware of that very quick feeling that you get in your back just literally a split second just before it's going to happen. So if I get that feeling, I straighten up as quickly as possible. And to be honest, I think that stops it getting really bad, as it did on that first occasion. But you see, you don't know it's going to happen. And there's no reason for it whatsoever. Absolutely none. Not lifting anything heavy, simply bent over, not in a funny way, wasn't overstretching, wasn't, sometimes you bend over and you do pull a muscle when perhaps you've dropped the remote control down the side of the chair and you can't quite reach it. And rather than get up, your fat lazy arse, up off that settee, rather than do that, you overreach and then you pull something, yeah? I mean, you'd have a reason then, wouldn't you? You'd have a reason that, oh, well, I know why that's happened. It's because I did this. I can't tell you. There is no reason. It just happens. And I think this is about the 4th or 5th time that's happened now over the course of 3 or 4 years now. But I mean, if that's all that's wrong with me at this point in time, I don't think I can complain too much, to be honest. You know how it is. Anyway, so the back's a lot better now, I'm pleased to say. But it did slow me down yesterday. It was getting better yesterday. Interestingly enough, I still managed to get on my bicycle and cycle into town yesterday, which I did yesterday morning to have my hair cut. All right, I had my hair cut here yesterday. I was supposed to get it done last week, but I ran out of time, unfortunately, to get it done. So I got it done yesterday. I popped into the shops yesterday, jumped on the bike. It's difficult getting on the bike because you can't cock your leg over. Honestly, it's difficult. And I had to kind of lean the bike to one side. I think I'm going to have to get a bike without a crossbar soon. My friend Anthony, he used to work in the tax office. Lovely chap he is. He's about the same age as me. And he's just got an electric bike. And he said the thing with the electric bikes is a lot of them don't have the crossbars. And he said, right, to be quite honest, at our advancing age now, we're both in our 50s, at our age, it's a blessing not to have a crossbar anymore. Because you can't get your bloody leg over it. You're kind of leaning this bike to one side and holding on to something else while you get over it. But like yesterday, once I was on it, no pain whatsoever in my back. Absolutely none, no problem at all, until I got off it again at the other end and then was crouched over. And I popped into the bank yesterday as well. "You all right, sir?" I said, "Yeah, I just hurt my back," and I had a little bit of a chat with them in the bank. But the cycling was all right, funnily enough. Strange, isn't it? At the karaoke on Friday, what a fantastic night on Friday, I tell you. I can't tell you. Really vibrant in there, vibrant, and a massive diversity of songs and indeed people. Massive diversity of people in there. A lot of office people in there. The youngsters all come in on a Friday night. You see, they don't come in on a Monday. I don't know why. Maybe it's the wrong day for them. They've got work or that in the morning. So absolutely fantastic, but a very hot night in there again on Friday night. Although it wasn't as bad as it has been. I got really tired towards the end, unfortunately. Again, due to the back, I kept sitting down and I'd get uncomfortable and then get up. You know how it is when if you're one of those people who've got a permanent bad back, and I know there's some of you out there, then my heart really goes out to you. I mean, to have to put up with that all the time, I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it. So much better now. All right. There was a real variety in the songs as well being sung on Friday. Stuff that sometimes you don't always hear. New and old. It's nice to have a variety and not fall into sort of a stale situation where everything's the same all the time. That just gets really boring. I usually leave when things go really stale like that. But that's it. One of my friends turned up, Fidela. She came on Monday as well this week. She came on Friday night. Unfortunately, it got so busy, there was like a 2-hour wait between songs. But Fidela, if you watch the karaoke stream, she's the little lady and she's wonderful. She's such a nice lady. I've known her for years. I bumped into her first at Hammersmith Belush's, where I did the karaoke for some years. It's going back a little bit now, probably about 5 or 6 years now. But that was great in there. And again, that was a similar sort of crowd in there as we have now at the Central Station on a Friday night. Young from all over. It's fantastic. Well, really, really vibrant. A really good vibe in there Friday night. So she came to sing us a few songs, and that was nice as well. I don't know what's going on with this weather. It's a bit dark out there today, cloudy. Now, I've got 2 different weather forecasts here. One in the Daily Mail, and they're both concerning the upcoming bank holiday. Because, of course, next week, that's not tomorrow, but next week, next Monday, is a bank holiday Monday. The last one until Boxing Day. Okay, yes, it's all over again until Boxing Day. And there's differences in weather coming. In the Daily Mail, it says temperatures in Britain could rise up to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees centigrade in time for a long weekend. The forecaster, John Hammond, said the warm weather could push up to 30 degrees centigrade, which is coming from some sort of tropical storm. It says, after heavy rain and strong winds battered the country. Do you like a good battering, don't you? Who likes to be battered? Do you like a good battering? I bet you do. Naughty people. After heavy rain and strong winds battered the country this week, the forecasted warm weather will be a welcome relief. Former BBC and Met Office forecaster John Hammond said temperatures could push up to 30 centigrade. Some alerts from hot to cool and wet, but warmer weather in time for the bank holiday will lift the mood of the weather-beaten Brits. It's, to be honest, it is nice to have sunshine, but it doesn't bother me too much, the weather, I must say. Otherwise, I wouldn't stay on holiday in this country, would I? You know, these people go to Turkey and all those places like that. But in the metro, this is completely opposite to that weather forecast. In the metro, it says hopes of a bank holiday heatwave have been crushed by forecasters who have warned blustery showers are heading for the UK. Rain is expected to pour down in parts of the north and south tonight and continue into the early hours. So that was this came out yesterday. The rest of the week will see a gradual improvement in the weather, but one last hot weekend of summer is not looking likely. So take your choice. Take your pick. Completely different weather forecasters there for the bank holiday. What will happen? Who will know? But don't worry. United Kingdom Talk will be here to cover the event in full, boys and girls. The event in full. Right, let's see what you're saying this morning. Messages coming up, gang. Good morning to Shania. Oh, let me just let's just do that 1 minute. There was something not working on the chat thing last week. I think it's gone down again by the look of it. I can see your chat messages. Don't worry, it's something else. 8, 9, 10, 8. Yeah. Oh, no, that is working. Okay, that is working. Right, good morning to Shania. Morning, Shania. First message of the day from the delightful Shania, who had a good time at last night's Ventnor Carnival on the Isle of Wight, and she's uploaded a little video which I watched last night just before I went to bed, Shania. And funnily enough, your videos are very different to mine, Shania, in that yours, you know, I was watching it and I was fully alert. When I watch my own videos, it helps me drift off to sleep, and I've said this so many times before. You know, if you're one of those people who suffer from insomnia, then no, but don't go down the doctor. Don't waste your time going, and the doctor's time. Don't waste your time going down the doctor's or getting any of that stuff from the chemist that makes you drowsy, like a night doctor or a night nurse, whatever it's called, something like that. No need to do that. Just put one of my shows on, and I guarantee you'll be asleep in 2 minutes. Absolutely. All right? We are here to help. We are here. Any problems at all, come to me with your problems, and I will assist you as much as possible. Usually, the prescription I write to people is simply to watch, you know, a run of my shows, and that will cure all sorts of ailments. Absolutely. Sleep problems, no, people have had the flu, they put one of my shows on, 10 minutes later, they're perfectly all right. One lady had all her limbs removed. She has a terrible time with diabetes, and she had to have all her limbs removed. She watched 2 of my shows, and they all grew back again. You know, so absolutely guaranteed that if you watch one of my shows, it is a cure for everything. Please pass on the message and share the shows to your walls, because we are desperate for viewers, boys and girls. And don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. All right, good morning to Adam. Oh, please don't even write, oh, I've got diabetes and that's not funny. Well, you didn't get the humour then. It's your problem, not mine. Morning to Adam the plumber. Good morning, Adam. All right. Morning, Adam. I had a little bit of a chat with him last night on the phone. He was up late last night. Adam the plumber. God, blimey. 11:30, I rang him up and I thought I'll have a chat. Well, I couldn't get a word in edgeways. Yeah, there are certain people like that. You can't get a word. You make the phone call. You can't get a word in edgeways. And Adam was rabbiting on and on and on, dear. You know, gradually I was falling asleep at the wall. Very dangerous. Good morning, Adam. Hello to Weird City Citizen. Good morning. Morning to Ray Reynolds. Can I have a nodding buster? What's that? What's a nodding buster? I don't know what that is. Is that a dog? I don't know what's a nodding buster. Please explain, Ray Reynolds. Good morning to Diane Jebb. Christina Ewing, good morning to you. Brendan Brady fan is there. Good morning. Morning to Mike Rees-Pondo. I'm okay. Thank you very much for asking, Brendan Brady. I'm very well indeed. The cloud jacket is my favourite one, Weird City. This is one, and also one of the cheapest ones. I think this is about 15 or 20 quid this is. You can get one off Amazon. Go and get yourself one. You know you want one. You know you want one. Go and order yourself one on Amazon and turn up at a karaoke like that. That's what you're going to do. Ray says, a very short haircut. I look like Gordon Honeycomb reading the news. It is, actually. It's much shorter than my main man H in Coningsby, who usually does it. Funnily enough, the lovely boy cut my hair yesterday. Oh, yes, dear. Thank you. He was about 25. I think it was sort of around about 25. Very Turkish looking. Oh, good. Like a what colour skin would you? Like a coffee coloured. Beautiful he was. You know, I got the best one out of a lot of them. Thank you very much. Also, that hairdresser's in Bracknell. If you want to go lad watching, just go and sit in there on a Saturday afternoon. They're all in there. Quite a few young fathers. Very, very tasty indeed. And they bring in their little boys, bless them. Oh, how cute is that? And I'm looking at these fathers and their little boys and I think, I want to be the mother. Come on, leave that awful woman that you're married to, probably not married, or living with, and come and live with me. You'll be much happier. I won't ask for anything for you. I won't ask for a new sofa every couple of years, or a new Hoover or something like that. No, I've got my own money I can spend and buy what I need. Just come and move in with me. Bring your children if you want to. I've got 3 bedrooms. We got enough rooms there. We might have to. If that happens, one of the young fathers who was sitting in the hairdressers may well be watching this show. You just never know who's watching. You never know. If one of those fathers might be watching this show now, who might have spotted me sort of, looking up from my phone now and again and looking at them. Do you ever do that? So you pretend you're on your phone. One of them might have spotted me looking over at her, and he might be watching that show now. I might think, do you know what? That bloke ain't too bad after all. And he may be knocking at my door in half an hour's time. I saw your show. I see you like me. I'd like to give it a go. And he'll have his 2 kids with him. They'll bring them all in. We'll set up the kids in their bedroom there. We might have to close down the studio. I'm sorry. Shows might have to stop. If it's a girl and boy and they require their own bedrooms, immediately we'll strip all this out and start my new life. What's the chance of that happening tonight when I get back from church? Huh? Do you think there's a positive? So if you want to go lad watching, go into the barbers, which is in Bracknell High Street. On a Saturday morning. So this boy cut my hair and you're quite right, Ray. I thought it was a lot shorter than he normally does it. He did say, as he was going around with that thing, bzz, 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 and when I first started, I said, 0.5, please. Okay, thank you very much. And he's raising it. And he got this bit at the back and he said, you did say 0, didn't you? I said, no, 0.5. I said, I'm not brave enough to go to 0 yet. And the hairdresser standing next to him, another of Turkish appearance, Turkish, Iraq, that sort of colour. And he said, no, just go for the 0, mate. I said, no, I can't. He said, well, but next time then. I said, maybe. So I don't know if he cut it a bit too short and tried to cover up the accident. But it doesn't matter because he was gorgeous. And even if it turned up terrible, that would be perfectly acceptable. Now, 1 minute I'm hot in here, then I'm cold again. What's going on with this blooming air thing? Thank you very much. Morning to Ian Days. Good morning to you. Paul and Lou in the house. Morning, Paul and Lou. Michael Lawrence. Good morning to you. Paul and Lou says the weather, it's all fake news. It absolutely is. The weather forecast in all of the papers is fake news this morning.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake. A few days ago, I called the fake news the enemy of the people, and they are. They are the enemy of the people. They're very dishonest people that I called the fake news the enemy of the people, the fake news. And now I'm saying, oh, no, this is no good. But you are fake news. But I am only against the fake news media or press. Fake.
All fake, boys and girls. All of these weather forecasts are fake. I don't know what it would be like at the bank holiday weekend. Who cares? It doesn't make any difference to us, does it? Certainly in the job I do, a bank holiday is just, it always has been since I started work when I was 16 years old. A bank holiday has just been a normal day to me because I always worked bank holidays. In those days, of course, if you worked a bank holiday, everyone was entitled to double pay and usually a day off. Certainly we were. We got double pay in the shops that I worked when I was 16, 17. Then I went to work for British Telecom as a directory inquiry operator. If we had a bank holiday, that was it. A day off in lieu, and I think it was time and a half pay and a day off in lieu. If you worked Christmas Day, which I did twice, it was 3 times pay and 2 days off in lieu. Oh, it was fantastic, but that's how it was then. But gradually, managers all over the country managed to whittle that down somehow. And a lot of people on bank holidays are just on single pay and no extra days off. That's just how it is now. How it changes, eh? How it changes. Hello to Veronica. Good morning to Veronica this morning, just joining us there. Hello, Veronica. And Dale is there in the house. Good morning to Dale. Michael Lawrence, did I say good morning to you? I'm sure I did. Mark Whittle, good morning. I think you covered all weather outcomes. The good thing is no one can say you got it wrong. Well, they do that on the weather, don't they? They do that, Mark, on the weather. They sit there and it's going to be sunny today, but there will be showers in some areas. So that's all the weather. So if you're sitting there and it's lovely and sunny, and then suddenly it pours down with rain, you can't say they got it wrong, because they did tell you that. Dodgy people, these weather forecasts. It was never like this when Jack Scott was reading the weather, you know. Jack Scott, do you remember him? Nice man, dear, nice man. Shania says, your videos help me to sleep. I hope so, Shania. I do. Good morning to Beans Cornbread. Must need a boyfriend, of course. I've got desperate. Things are desperate here, Beans. Desperate. Ray says Paul O'Grady used to give away nodding busters on his chat show. It was a lovely dog and died. What, a toy dog died? Paul O'Grady used to give nodding busters on his chat show. It was a lovely dog and died. What, he used to give away live dogs? Is that what you mean? I don't think I watched Paul O'Grady. A couple of times I did. I don't remember a dog on there for some reason. I can't remember a dog. Adam says he was the equivalent to one of my shows. He just talks and talks. Well, that's the idea of this, dear. But you don't want it when you're on the phone to someone, do you? You want someone to leave gaps so that you can get a bit in now and again, you know. Morning. Is it true Martin and Sharon came along to your karaoke night? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They came along Thursday night. Martin mentioned it on his YouTube channel when he was live streaming with Sharon, my sister. Yes, they did come along to the karaoke night. There was my sister, him, and my niece as well. And they had a good time. He sang a couple of songs. I can't remember. He said he sang one of my songs, actually. Sandy, you know? John Travolta. Sandy, can't you see I'm a misery? As usual, you know. Most people are miserable most of the time, dear. If you've heard Adam last night, he was miserable on the phone. Huh? So he sang that one and another couple of others. Was there an Elvis one? I can't remember. They had a good time. It was a little bit quiet on Thursday. Was quiet on Thursday. But then again, I'm finding everywhere is quiet at the moment. Except for Friday at Central Station, which is just manic. It gets manic in there on a Friday. And we've built that up from nothing. When I took over the Fridays, which is about 5 years ago now, there was like 10 people in there and the drag act would come on and I'd be playing the music. It was awful. And it was all an accident. You know, one day the drag queen didn't turn up and the boss rang me. His name was, I can't remember who the boss was then. Dave. Dave, the manager, rang me and said, bring your karaoke down. I set it up and we were just lucky and we had some office people in who stayed and they didn't usually stay. And it just worked straight away. And it built from that. And we built that up from completely nothing the Friday nights at Central Station. And the Mondays, they went up as well. We started doing the Mondays there. Although they've died off a bit now. And we've kind of just got a very small group of regulars. And I don't know why we're not getting the other people back. But for some reason, maybe it's because they're on holiday. It might change around again. It does sometimes. Morning, Mr. Paul Finicky. Morning, Paul. Welcome to our little show. Nice to see you there for our live show this morning. Now, don't forget, we've got the raffle tickets coming up in a moment, gang. Last night, we had a good cabaret at Central Station. Someone called Karla Bear. Now, when I heard the name, I wasn't quite sure what to expect because bear means someone big, not necessarily fat, someone big with lots of hair in the gay world, right? I'm going out with a bear. If I said to you I was going out with a bear, you know, it wouldn't be an actual bear. You know, it could be quite dangerous. You know, like a brown bear or black. Aren't they beautiful bears? Especially the black ones. Oh, beautiful, dear. Beautiful bears. Not an actual real bear, but this would be like another human being. I say human being. I mean, that's debatable sometimes when you see some people. I'm sorry, it is there. It'd be someone who's quite big Not necessarily fat, but yes, maybe fat, but very hairy. That's a bear. So when I saw Karla Bear, I thought, oh, this is going to be another drag queen with a beard, which I'll be honest, they do their thing. That doesn't do it for me. A drag queen for me should look or attempt to look like a proper woman, but not, if you see what I mean. No beards, no facial hair, nothing masculine about them at all. They should look like a woman. But there are all sorts of different drag queens, so other people do what they do, all right? But I couldn't be further from the truth. This was someone from Sydney, and she came on the stage. Karla Bear, Karla, Karla Bear, and she was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Great singing voice, great personality, really, really good she was. And she won the Drag Idol this year. And she was saying on the stage, I think the judges were drunk. No, we know why you were one Drag Idol, my dear, because you were so damn good. She was really good in there last night. And Karla Bear, so where does that come from? Any idea? Well, of course, in Australia, one of their symbols and one of the little creatures that lives there is a koala bear. So that's how she's got that name. I must admit, I'm not sure she's chosen the bear bit at the end. Kind of throws you off a bit, and it gives you a certain image in your head that it's going to be one of the alternative drag queens with a beard and moustache maybe and a bit of facial hair. But she's not at all. No, she's like a young a young Miss Jason, I would say. She's like a young Miss Jason. Very, very good. So if you get a chance to see her anywhere, do go and see Karla Bear, okay? Who's a drag queen there. Good. And that's it. There was a story, and I won't identify this person. There was a story I saw yesterday about someone who's getting a little bit fed up with people asking them to borrow them money. Now, it's been a while since we talked about money and stuff like that. My advice to anyone who says, oh, someone's asked to borrow some money from me is don't. Always. I don't care who it is or how. I'm sorry to be so cold about this, right? But eventually you will regret ever lending money, okay? I found more often than not, nine times out of 10, it's that high, 9 times out of 10, if you lend someone money, you won't get it back. It's as simple as that. It seems to me that and funnily enough, it's the smaller amounts that never seem to come back. It happened to me so many times a long time ago now because I simply don't lend anyone money. I still get people like, Chris, you haven't got a fiver of you. And I don't say, no, I haven't got the money. I tell them, I'm really sorry, I don't lend money to anyone, but I'm not offended that you ask. Okay? And that's it. Just tell them. I refuse point blank to lend. Most of the time, I haven't got any money on me anyway. I don't carry it. I don't need to carry money out while I'm at work, certainly. But do not lend anyone money. What happens is that someone comes up. Have you got 20 quid? Yeah, there you go. I promise I'll give it back to you on Tuesday. Okay, so that might be Monday. So the Monday comes, you give them the 20 quid. The Tuesday comes, don't hear a word from them. Or Wednesday, or Thursday, or Friday, and it goes on. And you wait and you think to yourself, oh, do you think I should remind them? Maybe they've forgotten. They haven't forgotten. They have not forgotten. You are simply now at the bottom of their money owing list. Or maybe they've gone on to someone else now. Now, generally, I have to say to you, these tend to be close friends. They tend to be close friends that ask you to borrow money. You will not get it back. Honestly, you won't. It's not worth the risk. And then eventually, after 2 months have passed, you'll probably say, have you got my 20 quid? Oh, let me tell you then, you will be made to feel so guilty that you ask them for the money back. And the answer you will get is, I'll give it back to you when I've got it. And yet you'll probably see them in pubs and bars while you're out somewhere, or clubs. You know, they're still spending money going out, but they ain't paid you back. I know one bloke who lent, I think it's about £3,000 to someone 3 years ago. Hasn't got a penny of it back. Now, sometimes perhaps you might have borrowed £3,000 and you haven't got the £3,000. But you might have a couple of hundred. Can I give you a couple of hundred there? But that doesn't happen either. That's the thing. Right? I mean, I've never lent someone thousands of pounds, don't get me wrong here. I know people who have, and one in particular who's kind of become a friend of mine over a period of time. But he lent some money to someone and it hasn't come back. Hasn't come back. Not even a bit of it. And that was a few years ago now. You don't get, there you go, I haven't got your money. Can I give you 200 today? That's perfectly acceptable. They would say yes straight away. I understand, yes, thank you very much. Take the £200, whatever. But you will not get your money back very, very rarely. So please, please take heed of that. Never, ever lend friends or anyone else money. If a member of the family wants some money, give it to them if you've got it. But don't expect it back. If you're not worried about it not coming back, then give the money to the member of the family, right? Not expecting it to come back. Make sure you can afford to do that. Don't leave yourself short. Why should you leave yourself short? No, don't. Don't. Anyone else? No, I'm really sorry. I don't lend money to anyone. And then you'll get the, oh, you know I'll pay you back. You know I'll pay you back. They're the ones that won't pay you back. I'm telling you now. Do not lend money. Please heed that. You may think that's a bit cold, but I've experienced it, and I've talked to many of my friends who have had the same thing. Money that you've worked bloody hard for, to give someone else, you know, who's and I hate to say it, you know, they might be in a little bit of trouble owing money. I hate to say this, it's not your problem. It's not your problem. You're probably one of those people who shoves a little bit in the bank, you know, for a rainy day or something like that. And the person borrowing you is probably one that spends carefree, you know, or got a £5 in my pocket. Oh, I must rush down and spend this on something. You're probably, you know, they're probably one of those. Don't lend people money. All right. Just wanted to say that. There you go. Paul, any of has that happened to any of you? Do let us know. Paul says that's happened to me, mate. I'm still owed from at least 4 people. You see, Paul? Now, Paul, do not lend money to anyone else ever again. Don't do it. And you can use the example if you really want to. I mean, when you say to them, you know, I don't lend money, sometimes they say, why? And you say, I'm sorry, I just don't lend it. You could then say to them, well, I've had 4 people. And then they will say to you, oh, but you know I'll give it back to you. No, they won't. They're the ones who won't give it back. The ones that absolutely sit there and promise, I definitely give it back to you, will not give it back. Don't do it. Weird City's off now. Bye-bye, Weird City. Christina loves the jacket. It's raining in Germany today, is it? Oh, God. How awful. Some German... There was a little Germany story I heard the other day. I can't remember what it was about now. And I meant to talk about that. Or was it a friend of mine in Germany? Oh, yes. Oh, no, that was it. Someone won one of my fridge magnets in Germany. Yeah. Stuart. He did it by email, I think. He's one of my emailer inners. Does that sound about right? That sounds like some sort of stomach condition, doesn't it? Emailer inners. You can win one of these, Christina, if you didn't know. All right, we're doing a raffle. We give out raffle tickets all week, and on Monday morning we do the raffle, so you'll be able to ask for a ticket in a minute, okay? Those of you that are watching a recording of the show, you can also join in. All you need to do is email me and tell me that you want a ticket, and I'll email you a number by return. It doesn't happen instantly. You know, it just depends when I can fit it into my day, all right, my darling? Brendan Brady says, firm but fair approach, Chris. You have to with money or people walk all over you. They do. They walk all over you. And I have seen this but it's disgusting how people say, oh, have you got my 20 quid? I'll give it back to you when I've got it. And then they turn their back on you. How dare you? How dare you? You know, just terrible. Brendan Brady fan says, only close and immediate family I would lend money to in an emergency situation only. Okay. Cordy says, money, I work hard. I love your posts, Cordy. I absolutely love you. We're very, very alike. A lot of us on the show are very, very alike. We don't get lefties watching this program. Funny that. Adam, as a member of the Chris Reardon United Kingdom Talk family, and as part of your family, can you lend me 600 quid? Thanks. From Adam the plumber. No, piss off. Go away. Christina wants one. We're going to do a raffle tickets in a minute, darling. All right. I've got a story here in this morning's Daily Mirror, boys and girls. Now, this is about Aldi. Okay, now I've become a bit of a fan of Aldi. You may remember, and I know Adam will remember this, some years ago, I went into my first Aldi and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. It was just such a mess. Not anymore. I am now an Aldi shopper. Okay? I've got talking to some of the staff, and they don't have a long time to talk to you. Just basically a hello and a goodbye, and they recognise, and that's nice. If you want fantastic customer service and staff members that have got ages to talk to you, then go to Waitrose. I cannot fault Waitrose at all. I have always loved that shop, and I love the staff in there, and it's all very well set out, and it's spotless and clean. The only thing is it's quite expensive. Probably not much more expensive than Tesco's or Sainsbury's, but Waitrose to me is the top dog of all supermarkets. Do I shop there anymore? Very rarely, because it's so cheap in Aldi. It really is cheap. You know, when you go and get like a packet, I don't know, is it half a pound of butter or whatever it is, for like, £4 in Waitrose. And then you go into Aldi and it's like £1.60. That's the difference. It's not pennies, it's pounds. You come out of Aldi, 2 carrier bags for shopping, and it's like 15 quid. An example is, those packets of vegetables, mixed vegetables, and you get like a big packet and there's like 4 small bags in there, like for the microwave, the sort of thing. Well, I tend to have 2 of those with my dinner. And one of those large bags containing 4 smaller bags of microwavable mixed vegetables, it's 89 pence. 89 pence in Aldi. The Bird's Eye equivalent in Asda on special offer is £2, which still isn't much, but it's a lot dearer than the 89 pence you've paid in Aldi. Well, and the thing is, with the Aldi stuff, a lot of their packaging is made to look like the brand names. It really is, but they've come a cropper on this one. In the Daily Mirror this morning, one of Meghan Markle's favourite beauticians has won a legal battle with Aldi for flogging £6.99 copycat sets of her £49 bronzer. Charlotte Tilbury did the makeup for guests, including Amal Clooney at the royal wedding. The German-owned chain copied her best-selling film star bronze and glow palette, calling theirs La Cura Broadway Shape and Glow. But a High Court judge ruled similarities between Tilbury's copyrighted packaging, including a starburst ray effect and a diamond impression for the logo, were substantial. Aldi, with the slogan "Like brands only cheaper," hit £13 million in sales of them. That's just this stuff, this makeup stuff, in 6 months. So Charlotte could be in line for big damages. Aldi came under fire after the posh yoghurt maker, The Collective, last year accused it of copying its Moo range. And sausage firm Heck called it a parasite for launching near-identical chicken chipolatas. Oliver Fairhurst of property lawyers Louise Silkin said the similarity between brands that inspire it and Aldi's own products has long been a bone of contention, and we've seen the stories over the years. Aldi says this relates to a product on sale for a very short period in December 2018. The dispute has now been fully resolved. So they got in trouble for that one. And funnily enough, I was in there yesterday. We've just had the Aldi done out. In Bracknell, they closed it for a couple of weeks, and it's all nice and new and fresh, and all differently set out now. And there were 2 items I saw in there yesterday. I went to buy some 3 items actually. Lurpak butter. Now Lurpak butter, that's fairly expensive. Aldi do their own brand, same colour. There's that silver colour, the same sort of texting type, and they call it Norpak, I beg your pardon, Norpak, Norpak butter, which is identical to Lurpak. Lurpak, yeah, exactly. It's the same colour and everything, except that it's like £1.60. Something ridiculously low like that. Not only that, there was another butter next to it. I thought, they're doing Anchor as well. No, they're not. It's not Anchor. And again, you know, the packaging, it's that same yellow colour as the anchor. There's not an anchor on the front, but there's a very, very similar logo and the same coloured text. And you have to look twice to realise it's not anchor. And then some of the chocolate in there looks remarkably like Cadbury's packaging. It's that deep mauve colour on the white lettering. So, you know, they're doing it all the time in Aldi. They make the stuff look almost identical to the brand name, except at a hugely reduced price on there, you see. But I do like it there. It's so much cheaper. It really has. There we are. Cordy says, no snowflakes here. No, we don't like snowflakes. Oh, no, you're finding that really offensive. Don't upset me. Go away. Go away. I'm not interested in your offence at all. Please don't talk to the hand. The face is not listening. It's as simple as that. We don't worry about snowflakes on here. Adam, I'll settle for a raffle ticket when you start them. Raffle tickets. Get ready, gang. Here's the raffle tickets so far. Look at that. There's loads of them. Can you see those? There's loads of them. There's like 4 or 5 days worth of raffle tickets. We'll be choosing one tomorrow, gang. Okay. I'm going to do those in a second. Get ready. How are we doing for time? Because I've got to go to church. 9:45. That's all right. Paul and Lou just had a Nigerian on the phone. Says I'm his long lost cousin. I don't need any cash. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, you send that money to them as quickly as possible. I think it's like £100 postage and packaging, and you get 10 million through the post. How they get that through customs, I don't know. Those people on Border Force on the telly will soon pick that up with the dogs sniffing around. There's a few dogs sniffing around in that hairdressers last night after those beautiful young fathers that were in there, I tell you. Mike Reese, Ponto, Aldi have just released their vegan Christmas fair. Oh! How fantastic is that? Oh, I'll have to have a look at that. I'll have to have a look at that. A vegan Christmas fair. Wow. I shall have a look at that. Brendan Brady fan refuses to shop at Lidl and Aldi. Sorry, but a company that employs so little staff that everyone's in a rush at the checkouts and you have to pack your bag in 5 seconds. No thanks. I understand that. That's one of the reasons it took me so long to go there. They do rush through. But they are well paid in there, apparently. Aldi staff, I don't know about Lidl, but I'm pretty sure Aldi staff are paid above minimum wage. They don't have time to breathe. No, they're literally, 1 minute they're on the till, then they're stacking the shelves, then they're out the back doing some stuff. But I found them very helpful. In the Boston one, I was in the Boston one last week or the week before last, and I'd gone around and I couldn't find the blueberries. So I thought, they haven't got any blueberries. So I got to the till. My stuff's going through. I said, I couldn't find... Oh, it's blooming raining. I'll have to get the bloody car out of the garage now. I hate taking the car on a Sunday. If it's just speckling down a little... Was it speckling? If it's just spitting a bit, I'll put my wets on, but it looks fairly... Oh, and the washing's out. Oh, God. I forgot the washing was hanging out. I can't stop the show and collect the washing, can I? No, I won't do that. Well, that's going to get wet in it. I haven't got a tumble dryer. Good God, no, dear. Do you know how much electricity they use, tumble dryers? I'm not having one of those in the house, thank you very much. Yes. Yes, I believe they're on higher wages than the minimum wage, but that they don't stop. They work very, very hard, and they're very well trained. Yes, so I got to this till. I said, you haven't got any blueberries in at the moment? She said, oh, I'm sure we have. And the manager just happened to be standing there. He said, yeah, we've got blueberries. They're on the 5 special, the 5 alive. They have 5 items that are really cheap. Oh, I didn't see those. And the woman straight away, she took her key out the till. She said, I'll go and get you some. How many do you want? Well, you don't have to worry. She said, no, how many do you want? I said, well, either a large one or 2 small ones. Okay. And off she went and brought them back to the till for me. How kind is that? Meanwhile, there's a queue of 5 people now. I don't care. I was being served. That happens to me as well. So I was very impressed with the service in the Aldi in Boston. Christina loaned money to someone who needed it to help her move from my guest's room to her daughter's, and it never was paid back, you see? You see? With the promises of set up standing orders, later she urged she'd done this to others. Don't lend money to anyone. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. You'll just be upset. Good morning to Joanna. Morning, Joanna. Oh, you missed me singing earlier, dear. I can't remember what I sang now. Perhaps I'll give a replay for you. Nope, can't remember what it is, so you won't get the replay. Sorry, Joanna. I know I can hear the disappointment in your voice, dear. Brendan Brady fan says I use Asda and I like Asda. I don't like Sainsbury's. Miserable bastards in there. Not only the customers, but the staff as well. Oh, unless you go to some old dear on the till. They're always nice and chatty. But have you seen the young ones in Sainsbury's, the young girls in there? You get to the till and they're like robots. So you're going on holiday this year? Have you had a nice day? And I think you've been told to say that to me. You know, I find Asda, I like Asda. Again, the staff are a bit miserable in Asda, but the customers are all right. I don't like the customers in Sainsbury's. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. They're miserable, miserable people who are like very self-centred, dear. I'm so glad I'm not like that at all. But Brendan Brady fan uses Asbra's and Sainsbury's. The staff there allow time for you to pack your bags and have a better selection of brands, in my opinion. No more expensive than Aldi or Lidl's. Don't agree with you there. I think they are more expensive. I went to Sainsbury's a while ago for some reason. Oh yeah, Aldi was closed and Sainsbury's is my next nearest one. And it was a lot more expensive than what I pay in Aldi for all my bags of shopping in there. That's right, Adam says Aldi also released their own Slimming World meals called Slim World. Slimming World were not happy. No, they weren't. I remember that. But they've still got them in there, so I assume that nothing happened there. They obviously, maybe they did try and take them to court. I don't know. But they really weren't happy. I've got a few of those in my freezer, funny enough. I've got this Indian curry rice thing and some Mexican rice thing as well. Quite nice, actually. Quite filling. Not small portions, macho portions. Good morning to Kevin Ricer. Morning, Kevin. Cordy says £9 an hour, Aldi give. Is that right? That's not a bad wage, is it? £9 an hour for a supermarket? Well, you speak to Sainsbury's staff. I've never found a member of a Sainsbury's staff who likes the job. I'm sorry, I haven't. Waitrose staff, they seem to like their jobs. But then I think they're quite well treated there. A lot of it depends on the manager, you see. If you've got a bit of a wank... Oh, I nearly swore there. If you've got a bit of a tosser of a manager, you know, it filters down to all the other staff who are not happy. You've got to have a nice manager. You know, not necessarily someone that will let you get away with anything, but there we are. Morning to Roy Brownlow. Better late than never. I don't know about that. I might have to block you for that, Roy. Bloody cheat coming into the show 45 minutes after it started, dear. Rude is what I call it, Roy, to be honest. Rude, mate. And morning to the lovely Dino Klein. Good morning, Dino. That person we were talking about last week, did he sort himself out, do you know, Dino, just as a matter of interest? Good morning to Paul Dow. Good morning. This is the real Chris Reardon. Yes. Oh, I had a fake Facebook account set up yesterday. Not from me, obviously. Yeah, someone set up an account. Now, people were messaging me saying, have you been hacked? No, that's a different thing altogether. Hacking is when someone gets your usernames and passwords and starts doing stuff in your name which affects you, like perhaps drawing money out of your bank account. That's hacking. Or changing stuff on your Facebook page. That's hacking. What someone had done had pretended to be me and started friending people. And I think, I mean, it's never happened to me before, but I think what happens is that they pretend to be you, like me, then it looks like I'm trying to friend you, and then I might friend you, and then we get talking, and then I might try and get information out of you. I don't know, like your bank details or something like that. Yes, so I had, someone was sending out fake things on me, but we've reported it. And to be fair, Facebook took that down pretty quickly. As soon as I became aware and I searched and I found the fake profile, and I had about 3 friends and a couple of old pictures of me on there. They're not very well done at all, to be honest. And when I woke up in the morning, which was woke up late yesterday, about 9:30, I think it was, straight away I had all these messages from people, and my niece rang me and Diana rang me. She was on a holiday in caravan and I said, oh, is this you? And of course I looked and I said, no, it's not me. Immediately they messaged Facebook, I messaged Facebook, and it was down within 20 minutes. They took it offline within 20 minutes, but in that time, in 3 hours, it was up there, and I suppose it messaged lots of people there. Okay, he hasn't sorted himself out. Oh, that's a shame, Dino. That is a shame. He's a nice bloke, he is as well. Roy says, this is obviously an Indian fake Chris Reardon. Look, you can tell it's a cheap copy. No, it's not. I've not even got an accent, Roy. Can't you hear it, mate? Paul says it looks like you're not sure whether you're fake or not. Paul Adams says, always says good luck to anyone who wants to pretend to be me. I like it. And Paul Finicky says, I've had the same recently from someone in Germany and Italy, trying pretending to be you. It's outrageous, isn't it? Never mind. There was no show yesterday, as I say, because my back slowed me down a bit. Not only that, but while I was sitting in the hairdressers, it was quite busy in the barbers. And I think I sat there for about 45 minutes waiting to be seen. But that was okay because there was some gorgeous lads in there, young fathers in there that was ogling over. All right. Okay, gang, it's raffle ticket time. You can win one of these. If you haven't seen the show for a while, let me tell you, these are fridge magnets. Fridge magnets, you can win one of these. What we're doing throughout the week, we give out a raffle ticket to you. You can have one raffle ticket per show. Okay? Now, if you're not watching the show live, you can still join in. Simply email me at this address. Okay? Chris, can I have a raffle ticket for the show 18th of August? And I will return an email with your raffle ticket number. You can claim a raffle ticket right up to the beginning of the next show, and then that's another lot of tickets. All right? So if you watch every show, so we have 7 shows on during the week, you can have up to 7 tickets. If you get caught asking for more than one ticket, say, for example, you're watching the show live and you think, oh, I wonder if I'll risk emailing in for a ticket as well, then I'll take all your tickets out that you've got already, cancel your participation in the competition, and you'll never get any more. So please don't cheat. For Christ's sake, it's a 50 pence bleeding... Well, it's not... No, I think they were about £2.50 each, these were. Something like that. It's not a lot of money, really. Tax-deductible item. Need it for the business promotional purposes. Okay? So it's not too bad. But there they are. Okay? It's just a fridge magnet. That's all it is. It's not worth a huge amount of money. But not to be cheated. Be fair to everyone. We like to be fair to everyone. So right now, for the next 10 minutes, if you want a raffle ticket, tell me now. Tell me now. And I shall give you your raffle tickets. All right, let's have a look. Paul and Lou. Okay, Paul and Lou, you're on ticket number 137 today. There we are, 137 for you. I write the names on the tickets as well. So no one can say, oh, that was my raffle ticket. Paul and Lou. Tickets 137. Veronica, I don't know what show you say. Do you ever read your chat? Yes, sometimes if it's interesting. Have you got anything interesting to say? If so, say it and I'll read it, dear. Ticket number 138 goes to Ian Days. Good morning, Ian. Oh, you want to know when the raffle is, don't you? The raffle is Monday mornings. The raffle is on Monday mornings, okay? Ian Days, you're number 138. Joanna, good morning, Joanna. Joanna Evola is ticket number 139. What I'm doing down here is writing down your names, and they go into here, you see. They go into there. I would like a camera hanging down from the ceiling so you can see better when I pick the raffle ticket tomorrow morning. Make sure you're here tomorrow morning. Roy Brownlow, morning, Roy boy. Brownlow. There you go. Ticket number 140 for Mr. Roy Brownlow. I've just realised, I noticed the picture when I'm showing the raffle tickets a lot clearer than when I show them at the caravan. I think there's too much light in the studio at the caravan, funnily enough. Okay, so that was Ian, Joanna, Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray. Ray Reynolds. You should have... You got 2 or 3 tickets now, haven't you, Ray? 141 for Ray. 141. Oh, excuse me. Bit of air coming out of my windpipe then. 141. Right, who's 142 is Michael Lawrence. Don't forget, gang, if you're watching a recording of the show, claim your ticket by email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and I'll sort you out there. 142 for Michael Lawrence. Diane Jeb. Hello, Diane. Diane Jeb, number 143. Diane Jeb. Number 143. Oh, I've got an extra organ playing this week. Yeah, apparently someone dropped out, so the email comes around for the next 3 months rota, up to just before Christmas, and it said, "Oh, someone can't do the organ next week. Can anyone volunteer?" So I jumped in quickly. And I said, "Yeah, I can do it." And I got a message. "Oh, thanks ever so much for Chris for helping out. I'm very pleased to be playing that organ." So I got in quickly, and then about an hour later, I noticed someone else had replied, because it's like an email with lots of names at the top. I don't know what that's called, and it goes back to everyone. Someone else said, "Oh, can I do the 25th?" And I thought, "No, too late, bitch." Missed that one, love. Gonna be quicker than that. Off the mark. Hang on, who did I just do? Was it Diane? I've lost my place now. 144. Where's 143 gone? There's Ray Reynolds. 143. There she is. It was right. Diane Jeb. Mike Reese-Ponto. 144. 144 for you, Mike. All right, darling. 144 for Mike. Adam the plumber. Don't ask. Never ever ask for 2. Because all those tickets that you've built up over the week will be cancelled, so be careful, all right? Not you, Adam. 145 for Adam. Can you lend me some money, Adam? Let's pull out some more there. Just a minute now. Oh, Poldark's on tonight, isn't it? I like that. 146 for Adam the plumber. James Gresswood. Gresswold, isn't it? I must read these names properly. 146 for you, James. See, I write the numbers on the back as well. Names on the back there. There it is, James. 147 for Dino. Dino Klein gets number 147. Did you get all your acts? I think you were after some acts, weren't you? Singers and what have you. Michael Bowman. Apologising for being late. Do you have a note? Is there a note from your parents? Notes from your parents, please, if you're late. 148, Michael. All right, Michael Pullman. See, Michael. Don't worry about my writing. Oh, there's a load of tickets there, aren't there? 149 for Christina. Christina Ewing. Yeah, she's over there in Germany. Morning, Christina. There you go. 149 for you. 150 for 20 patent postage and packaging. What's that for? What was the one? I can't remember what I was talking about now. Ray Reynolds is a fake copy of George Formby. No, he's not. Ray Reynolds is his own man. He does George Formby, but he's not a copy of George Formby. Are you done? Is that it? Is that all the tickets for this morning? Okay. Anyone else not got a ticket? Please speak now. Or in a moment we will close ticket hotline. The ticket hotline. I mean, perhaps I should give these out. What's that ticket? Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster or something like that. All right. We've got some Barry Manilow news this morning, actually, which the delightful Wendy Young has sent me in. Let me just bring that up for you. Anyone else got a ticket? Oh, you want the Oh, what? £20 postage and packaging for the fridge magnet. Yeah, I could make some money there, couldn't I? Where's that gone? There we are. Wendy. Wendy. She sends us some Barry Manilow news. Yes. Now, Barry wrote a musical years ago, and he's been trying to get it on the stage for a long time now. I don't know why it's taken so long, but it's going to happen. Thank you very much to Wendy Young for sending this in. Barry Manilow, this is from the New York Times. Barry Manilow has had no issue making it to Broadway 5 times, in fact, since 1977. I went to see him in Broadway for my 55th birthday, actually. That was 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 2015, I think it was. No, it's 7 years ago, isn't it? Oh, God. Am I 57 or 56? I can't remember now. Do you forget your age as you get older? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Barry Manilow has had no issue making it to Broadway 5 times since 1977. Getting his original music there has been another story. Dragging Harmony, which is the musical that he wrote, to New York has been more than 2 decades in the making. 2 decades in the making. There was the California run in 1977, 1997. So it has been on the stage, just not in New York, you see. Then the Philadelphia run, Bound for Broadway, until the money ran out in 2003. And most recently, an Atlanta run in the Alliance Theatre in 2013. But at last, Harmony with music by the pop crooner and a book and lyrics by his longtime collaborator, Bruce Sussman, will make its New York debut with a limited run at the Museum of Jewish Heritage next year. Harmony, the musical that he wrote, chronicles the true story of a vaudeville singing group in 1920s Germany. The comedian Harmonists, a sextet of both Jews and Gentiles, whose rise in fame collided with Nazis' rise to power. The musical performance is on February the 11th and will run through to March the 29th. So Harmony has found a home with the new Yiddish theatre Folksbein, I'm not quite sure how to say that. The company behind the acclaimed Yiddish Fiddler on the Roof. Oh, you love it. Fiddler on the Roof. I don't know if you watch our karaoke streams, but Roy, one of our most popular karaoke people, lovely chap he is, Roy. He's the one who wears the hat and the shorts and the glasses. He does Fiddler on the Roof. What's the one he does? Oh, I can't remember the blooming song he does now. If I was a rich man. If I was a rich man. La 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 la. That one. Wonderful. It saw 4 extensions at the Jewish Heritage Museum in Battery Park before moving to an off-Broadway theatre uptown. The musical has drawn comparisons to other shows over the years, mainly Band in Berlin, a 1999 flop that also focused on the comedian Harmonists. And there's more on that. Manilow announced the show's latest run from the stage of his own Broadway review, Manilow Broadway, which is on at the moment, which closes Saturday. Oh, it might have closed yesterday or next Saturday. I'm not quite sure which one. But there we are. So Barry Manilow in New York on Broadway with his musical. I may well try and get to that, actually. I may well try and get to that. The only thing is, you see, my niece at the moment, she's over here until next week, then she goes back. But she's living in Cyprus at the moment. So really, the only chance that I get of seeing her and her lovely children, great nephew George, great niece Emily, and the newest one, great nephew James, the only chance I get really of seeing it is to go over there, which I intend to do again, hopefully around November time. And therefore, that's one of my holidays now, you see. So to add other bits to it, there's other places I want to do. I'd love to go walking in Scotland, in the Scottish Highlands or something like that, you know. There we are. All right, so that's the Barry Manilow news. Roy says I was hoping to say he'd retired. No, Roy, he's not retired, dear. I think you're probably a big Barry Manilow fan, aren't you, dear? Roy? I'm sure you are. Good morning to Maureen, who says, I still can't get into YouTube. Virgin said there's a network problem with TiVo boxes. They may have to be replaced. Oh, with an upgraded box. Thank you, Maureen. But how do you know I'm on then? If you can't see us... Because I got a text from you the other day saying a sort of similar thing, and, you know, you've got trouble with your TiVo box. Is someone ringing you up and telling me that I'm on? That must be the case. I would guess that's what's happening, is it? You must tell me. Well, you must tell me how you... If you can't watch the show... Then how do you know I'm on, if you see what I mean? Because I know that's the only way you can... Do you know what? Maureen, you need to get on the internet, girl. Get yourself a smartphone and get on the internet. Oh, it's wonderful. A whole world opens for you. And a lot of idiots as well, unfortunately. Adam, I can lend you some money, but I'll have to draw up a contract that if you fail to pay back your £30, you will have to be put the Bracknell TV studios in my name. I don't think so, lovey. In this plush television studio complex. A road trip to Europe sounds quite nice as well, Christina. I'd like to go back to Israel. I'd like to go to New York and see Barry Manilow. I'd like to go back to Australia. But all these things, you know, they take time out of my time, if you see what I mean. And I like a bit of regularity in my life, really. I do. I do like to be here at roughly the same time every day, believe it or not. I do. And yesterday I went out, I had to go to the shops, then it took a long time in the hairdressers, and plus I was a bit slower because of my back. By the time I got back here, I'd run out of time. I thought, I haven't done my show today. You know, I do enjoy it. All right, okie doke. There's a possibility I might be back tonight with another show. I don't know yet. We'll have to see how that goes. Depends on a few things, how they're going, all right? So I might be back tonight for a show, which would be around 9 o'clock if I'm back tonight, somewhere around 9 o'clock. No guarantee of that. We'll just see how that fits in. percentage chance of doing a show tonight, probably about 35% chance of doing a little show tonight. If you're not doing anything, do join us. Let's do today's birthdays. Jay Lagab. Good morning, Jay. Happy birthday to you on this Sunday, the 18th of August 2019. June Raya today. June. Good morning, June. Is 28 years old today. Josh. Hello, Josh. He does some wonderful posts. Wonderful posts you do. Oh, I'm a little shaking a bit there. Was I shaking a bit? Shaking a bit. Josh Chris Bradbury, good morning to you. 21 years old today. Morning, Josh. Rick Palin today is 54 years old. Joyce Carell, good morning, Joyce. Happy birthday to you. Looking fantastic, Joyce. One of our Manilow ladies. Good morning, Joyce. Barbara Pierce, good morning, Barbara. Happy birthday to you, Barbara. Louise Carney today is 43 years old. Martin McGuinness. Morning, Martin. I think you're over there in Ireland. I'm sure you do some radio in Ireland, don't you? Happy birthday to you. And Hayden Crockett. Good morning, Hayden. Oh, I remember that afternoon after trade with you. A very big happy birthday to you as well, Hayden. Okay. And yesterday's birthdays, of course, we weren't here yesterday, so let's just bring up those as well. Happy birthday on Saturday, the 17th of August, to Trifari Gidley. 57 years old yesterday. Hazel Parker yesterday was 32 years old. Donal. Morning, Donal. Donal Augustine McClafferty. Good morning. He's a lovely chap, he was, and I've known him for years. I haven't seen him for some time now. He moved from London. Happy birthday to you for yesterday. 38 years old, Lewis Merton. Good morning, Lewis. 38. Good God. Happy birthday to you, Lewis. And Bradley Morris. Morning, Bradley. Again, someone I haven't seen for some time now. A big happy birthday to you all, gang, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Thanks, gang. If you get the chance, I'd really appreciate if you could share the show to your walls and do a little subscription on me YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,000 viewers on YouTube. YouTube.com/Chris Reardon UK is my YouTube link. YouTube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Now, I happen to know my brother-in-law and my sister together have started. Well, I say together. My brother-in-law is like the host, and my sister's kind of the secretary. But it looks fantastic. I think that was just an accident that's worked like that. But it's great. So he sits there like me. He hasn't got like a background like that. He sits there like me. And then just behind him, you can see computers, and my sister's tapping away with her glasses on. It looks like a news studio. It's fantastic. Now, they now do a live show on a Sunday afternoons at 2 o'clock. Okay, now that's on. Let me get this right. I must rush, my darlings, because time is ticking on. Let me see if I can find this now. I want to give you the right, because he's got several channels now, and I'm not sure which one. I think it's on the Retro Hacks channel. Roy, do you know what? Oh no, you're not a. Are you a Martin viewer? I don't think you are. My lad Kyle sang along with you. Excellent. How's your finger, mate? He's got Roy Brownlow's boy. He caught his finger in a bike chain. Oh, and a mess. Oh, my heart really went out to you. That must really hurt. I've done it myself. Caught my fingers in bikes and things like that. It's dreadful. Right, let's just try it. I assume that he'll have his live show up there as well somewhere. No, I can't see it. It's just the restore videos. I'm not sure where it is. Are you with us today, Martin? If so, can you tell us what channel your live show will be on? I can't find it on the live. Hang on, mate. What if I click on that thing? 1 minute. No, they're the recorded shows. I'm not quite sure what channel he's on. Timmy Thomas, Kerry and I had 2 nodding busters given us by Paul O'Grady. It was on the Paul O'Grady show. We used them in prizes in our pensioners' Christmas party raffle. Oh, that's good. That's good. Joanna don't like the singing, do you? Unlucky, Joanna. Yeah, well, I hope your finger's better there, Kyle. Now, nasty. And let's look at his Facebook, see if there's a link on there to last week's show somewhere. Then I can tell you where it is. You'll like his show. It's similar to mine, but Martin is very blokey. I'm not really blokey, if you see what I mean. Okay? That's family. No, that's a recorded show. Aha. Retro Store Live. Okay, I think I've got it. There he is. Here, listen, this is his voice.
I think we're streaming, baby. I'm not sure yet. Hold on. No.
Come on, say something. Here.
Oh,
Is he gonna...
he's also got this sort of lump on it. Anyway, took him to the vet, and the vet said it could possibly be cancer. And if that was the case, we was.
I'm not sure we wanted to come into it at that point. Now, that was about their dog. They thought their dog had cancer. So that's his voice. So it's on the Retro Store channel. Right, let me just see how to find that. There it is. The Retro Restore channel. That's where you'll find, or at least you should. Oh, hang on, 17th of August. When was that? Or maybe it was yesterday. Oh, no, it's Saturdays. It's not Sundays at all. It's Saturdays, I think. I got that wrong. Oh, it's Saturday, so it's next Saturday. Oh, I'm sorry, gang. It looks like it's Saturdays. For some reason, I thought it was Sundays. I'm sure they did a show last Sunday. But he started doing live shows as well, which is quite good. And if you've got any technical questions about things, he's the one to ask, okay? All right. Okay, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us, boys and girls. We may be back tonight around about 9 o'clock. If not, we'll be back tomorrow morning at round about 9:30 tomorrow morning, and that's when we will have our raffle. Thank you very much. Roy Brownlow has just put up the link to the Retro Store channel. I don't think it tried this afternoon at 2 o'clock, but I think I've got the day wrong. It must be on Saturdays at 2. Have a lovely day, boys and girls, and I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio now.